Welcome to the Burning Youth Oak Band podcast. In today's episode, we will be interviewing a possible organ donor. We will also explore a new occupation known as a freelance educator, and finally, an anecdotal story that will melt your heart about ACL. Thanks for tuning in. Kick back and enjoy the show and grab a Lone Star. BYOB. Chapter 1, Freelance Educator. So this is a funny story. I was subbing today, and it was off period.
How's that
like
going?
The off period was like an hour and a half, and the school knows it has a long off period, so they like called me into the office, and they're like, "Yeah, we just don't want you leaving campus, basically, but you can hang out in here and do whatever you want." So I like go in there and I'm working, and then some other dude comes in and he's like, "Oh, who are you?" And I knew that he was like an AP, and I'm sitting there with my laptop open, and I'm just like, "Oh, hello, I'm Mr. R, like, nice to meet you." And he's like, "Nice to meet you too." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a head guy, just head up," because he didn't know who I was. Like, and I was like, "I'm the top, I'm from Kit Head Support." And he was just like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "No, I'm just playing, I'm a sub." And it was like super funny.
Did you say funny. Mr. R? Because that's so much little information.
I know.
Like,
dude,
you didn't even say
that would be like, who is this dude who is about
you're
to
Mr.
talk
R.
to my children?
Cool.
Like,
now I know everything I need to know.
Dude, freelance educator. Even when the kids come up to me, they're like, "Oh, we got a sub today." I was like, "Hey, I'm a freelance educator." Like, I make sure they know that. I set the tone.
I would love to go in one day as Mr. R and be you for a day and just do your subclass and see how it goes.
It would be fine.
And I'll just take your ID.
This sounds
and they'll
like
be like,
the plot of
doesn't
School
look like you.
of
Like
Rock.
you've worked here for a few weeks now. You're not Mr. R.
Yeah.
I'll be like,
you're totally doing
Mr. H. What's that?
Yes, this
It's
is
School of Rock.
Schneebly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, you should. Well, I haven't
just
subbed
Ned
at certain
Schneebly.
schools yet. So there are some I could, like, if I get a job from there, I could have you go in as Mr. R, dude. It would be so
get
easy.
fired.
Takes me back to the
No,
old
they
sub.
don't check your paperwork when you walk in there.
Tell
Just
me,
like,
have you had,
check this out.
sign in.
Sign in your name. He signs Andrew Riefenstahl. Walks to a
Well, they
classroom
take
full of
one
kids.
look at that earring in his ear and they kick him right out the
it
door.
would be
Austin.
like, welcome to Austin. I mean, like,
No,
if he wears his shirt that low unbuttoned, he's definitely getting kicked out.
They
I'm
love that
teacher.
shit. Dude, subs are a subculture
I know.
in education.
You're probably like coast. You could ride into the front doors in a Harley. And just you're like, who the fuck is that? That's Mr. R. He's a temp.
He's a temp worker here.
He's a freelance educator.
He's a
He doesn't play by the rules.
He doesn't believe in trickle down bullshit.
Trumped up, trickle down. BS.
Freelance educator.
Mr. Osh.
Riefenstahl. It's Australian.
I don't give a trickle down bullshit. I gotta work on my Australian.
Trumped up, trickle down economics. Yeah. Dude. I mean, yeah, you're an enigma to those kids. Like, those kids will grow up and maybe some of them will be like, this one dude, Mr. R, so fucking cool. He was a freelance educator and he taught me everything.
You know, what's funny is I saw all of their varsity basketball boys because I recognized them.
Yeah.
Like, I recognized all of them
From competing against.
competing. Yeah, that was tight. I was like,
you talk to
and I was
him?
like, "You're still in school? I thought you were a senior." One of them, he's huge, and he's the best player too. I'm telling you, this guy can play up,
He's like,
down,
"Fuck
left,
you."
right. And I thought he was a senior last year when I saw him, and I saw him the year before that too, and he
But
was
he's
already
badass?
huge. Yeah. He's got, like, he can, like, post up someone and back him down, like, very easily and comfortably and just, like,
Well,
finish.
he might be a fifth year.
Yeah, he might be a fifth year. I don't know how high school. Maybe he wanted to play an extra year of high school.
Yeah. Are you bored after a full day of freelance educating?
These kids.
Do you need to just turn up the mic and cut loose?
All the gain I need.
We'll grab a Lone Star and hit the books. Okay, it's not even a sale, and if you try and buy it here, do not hit up BYOB Band for sales of Lone Star. We are in no way affiliated with the company.
They do not even know we are promoting their product in any way, shape, or form. So please contact us and let them know.
Contact us and then let them know.
Because we want to prepare an apt defense in case they decide to sue. We will hire attorneys. Lone Star.
Lone Star. And now, an interview with Efrain Garcia regarding his status as an organ donor. I need a yes or no.
I'm not an organ donor.
You're just not an organ donor?
I can tell you why. It was a huge deal for me to decide no. I remember sitting there while I'm taking my oath. But man, I was sitting there and I was like, yeah, I can check this off. But then I thought to myself, like, I don't know if I trust this country to decide that I am dead already. Like,
but okay, I get you. You are concerned about where the resources are going to go.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a skeptic.
You're a skeptic. Okay, you're a pragmatic skeptic man.
I'm a Latino man as well.
Latino. Maybe, is that connected? Is that what you're...
Yeah, a little. I mean, like, I don't know if my life values more, but if there's something called Black Lives Matter, I imagine Latinos fall somewhere in the spectrum between black and, I don't know, what's the term, white, Anglo? Caucasian?
I'm sorry, on this
Apparently,
podcast, there is only
Cajun.
one human race. Here, let's put it this way. Would you donate your organs? You knew were going to die, right? We'll say it wasn't a splatter. It was like a disease or something.
Okay.
Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers comes up to you and is like, hey, man, I want your liver. Are you going to donate to him?
I'd be like, yo, no, I can't do it.
You can't. That hurts because I know that you're jamming RHCP right now a lot.
But I mean, does him being part of the Red Hot Chili Peppers like add anything to like? Does it matter? Like, what if he was just like a homeless person? Like,
I know. I'm just trying to pull at your heartstrings. I'm sorry.
I know, and I know what you're doing here, and that's why I kind of went back that way. Because I mean, obviously, if the person is in front of me, you're right. You're totally right. I would say yes.
What about your family member? Right.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Of course. So now we've turned a new stone here. Let's go back. Are you an organ donor?
No, I'm not.
Not to the mainstream system.
I just don't trust the system right now.
You don't trust the system. You don't trust the system? But do you trust these strangers to tell you a story about ACL?
Good evening, folks.
Yeah, thanks, man.
How's everyone doing
Good
tonight?
evening.
We're good.
Friday, October 14th, 2016.
A lot's been going on.
Yeah,
Last
so
weekend
much.
we had
So
ACL,
much.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, dude, this was like a recovery week or something, dude. On Monday, I was like, what happened?
I'm not drinking for a week, and then Tuesday comes along. Well,
Exactly.
Back at it again.
So who did you guys see out there?
Local natives.
No, we saw like 100,000 people a
Radiohead.
day.
You saw Radiohead?
There was
Yes.
like a mob of people.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of dust in my face.
Out of our nose. We had to do what did we do? What's it called?
the neti pot, right? Clear your sinuses out.
We had so much dust.
A lot
To
of black
clear it
stuff.
out, I should have done
Yeah.
that.
But you can't. I mean, all that stuff goes to your lungs. I remember a few years back, everyone was complaining at work, like, "Oh, I have a cough." Of course you do. It's the dust, and it came out on the news, and they were talking about how everyone was suffering from it because it had been dry for so long. And
Well, they've had some of those that were like mud bowls and like scorchers, 110
Yeah.
degrees. Sometimes it was in the middle of the summer and shit. We saw it in October. So that
Yeah.
was pretty, I think,
I remember
chill.
like 8 years ago, it was in August or early September, and it was miserable. It was like so dry, so dusty, 110 degrees. You were just like sweating and dying. You would drink and try to hang out, and you couldn't do it.
Andrew, did you go to ACL?
I did go to ACL. I lost my ACL virginity this
Hey,
year.
man, I did too.
How was
This is my
popping that
first trip.
cherry?
The
Weren't you-
opportunity arose.
didn't you get the pit crew?
Oh, that's right. Yes. So
How did
my
you get
entry
in?
method is a good one. So Lincoln got a ticket in the mail. He got 2 accidentally for
That's right.
Saturday.
That's right.
And then we got the ticket and we were super stoked. And then during registration time, like hours before, right? Yeah, it was this day of.
The morning, we already had a couple beer. Like, I got 2 extra wristbands in the mail. I ordered, 2 different days and got 2 tickets. And then on one of the days, I got an extra ticket. I thought, like, the people fucked up and we had a free ticket. So I was like, dude, Reefer, you should come with us. We're going to go. And, like, the morning came. It was Saturday morning. We started drinking beers, like, so stoked. Like, had our fucking costumes on and, like, gear and ready to go. And we're like, all right, let's register these fucking things. Go online, type it in. One of them worked. Second one, not like activating. So we thought, half drunk, let's just roll down to the show and say, I bought 2 tickets.
So they sent you
I've
2
got
wristbands?
2 tickets to paradise.
But we only had one. Yeah.
Yeah, we only paid for one.
So what happened?
I've got
So,
only one
dude,
ticket.
no problem. We rolled in, fucking walked down like across Barton Springs into it, big old line of people. We left Nathan and Katie at the general admission line.
So you guys all rolled up there together?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then we
Right.
got separated.
I almost
So
want
we-
to ask how their admission went, just to get a contrast.
Our
Oh, the
admission
whole
was
So
time?
here we are on Barton Springs Road, under the big sparkling guitars. How do you get into ACL?
Okay, so you have to walk through this really long line, and they're really intense, and they check your bag and everything, but, if you're sneaky, you can get through easily. And then they tried this new thing this year, the no bag zone. Do you remember that?
If you didn't have a bag, you can go through a separate line, which, expedited. And
Oh,
they were
Expedited.
they were
Turns out
trying to
be
sell it.
longer.
They're like, oh, there's no line.
Yeah.
Which
lies.
it probably wasn't, but you know how it goes. You
No, it
go
was
with
lies.
friends who have bags and
The
whatnot,
bag line
so-
went faster. And then you had to pick the person, like if it's a person that's really checking bags, you're going to skip their line and go to the
move over.
Very
faster
observant.
line.
Is a fact. Great point.
That's really interesting.
And you have to walk in immediately and get your Nalgene filled up so you can stay hydrated.
So needless to say, we're in line and I'm jumping, right? I'm trying to look over everyone to see where Andrew and Lincoln were. And I saw Lincoln's hat. There they are. Okay. And you guys were there for a good amount of time, like 10 minutes talking to this guy behind the booth, like,
Yeah, we got in.
trying to swindle that one ticket that they sent you extra in the mail that wouldn't, validate. So eventually I'll jump in. They're not there anymore. And we got in and
So we walked around like the general admission, the long lines with everybody going in with valid shit. And I was looking, there's like a customer service or like, ticket sales things. It was like the management tents. So I walked around that side of the line, and then like the security and stuff were like only people with like the right wristbands are going to the place like can come through here. And so we just walked through like, oh, we're going to talk to the desk. Walk through, and then I think we both walked straight to the scanner. Like, just skip the line, skip the search, see if this thing scans. Mine scanned green, yours scanned red.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, damn it, so it didn't work. Now let's go talk to the boss. Like, go up to the table, give the guy, like, both, like, oh, it's easy, this should be easy to settle, look me up. They end up, doing good research, a few minutes. For the manager to come and say, you paid for one ticket.
But you
And-
both got through, though, still? Somehow?
No, we're still outside.
Yeah.
We're still outside. Like, we're not even in the park. So I can get in, but Andrew can't get in.
Yeah, I was like, oh well, can I just pay to have you activate this ticket? Like I have a wristband, it's on my wrist, and then they're like, no,
So
we're back at square one.
What are our options? And they're like, sorry guys, your friend can't go to the show. Like, you can go, but like your buddy can't go. We're like, oh fuck,
It's a precarious situation.
They're like, but there's some
Not gonna
there's
work
some
out.
guys outside that are selling tickets and shit. Like, maybe that'll work, but we can't recommend it. So Andrew and I's ass walk down back to the Springs, around the corner, find this guy James.
Good guy.
Yeah.
He was a good guy.
yeah, he said 160 when we walked by the first time, remember?
Oh,
Mhm.
You saw him before you walked there?
Yeah,
Mhm.
160.
I asked
We're
him,
like,
I walked
nah,
straight up to him because the whole time in the back of
120.
my mind, I was like, this shit ain't gonna work out, We're not gonna outsmart fucking ACL. So I met him the first time, came back the second time, and shook down like $100 ticket, like a wristband, I guess, said crew on it.
Oh yeah, it was a crew wristband.
And so just like by praying you got through, or how did you find, like, cool, man.
No.
You guys got through, and did you get through?
So now we go back.
Yeah, we're now back at the line.
And I see general admission. I'm thinking,
We're like,
nah,
fuck
we're gonna go
that.
straight back.
This
to
is actually a really high point in the story.
straight back to the core. We walk right to the scanners. Mine scans red. Andrew scans red. Interesting.
Both of them.
This is the longest story ever.
So at least in line, we're close to the booth to go back to the guy that we had just talked to for 10 minutes and like, tried to like really get ourselves in. Like, we really want to see the show, bro. Whatever.
Yeah, we have this sort of air about us. Like, look how hard we worked. We have this.
He
ticket
knows,
now.
like, we're
Yeah.
a bunch of assholes or whatever. So we roll up to his desk, and at this point, I don't know what to say. Like, I know he's gonna activate mine because I paid for it. And he knows we scalped one, so it's like, this is just
I was
fucking
honest with him. It was really
awkward.
funny. I was just like, dude, we got a ticket. That's all I said. I was like, I got a ticket. It needs to be reactivated, though. Like showing him we're working for this. Like, you got to come halfway.
Which may or may not have worked. And then out of nowhere, almost serendipitously.
It was quite serendipitous. Across on the far side at the table, there was an ex-coworker of mine. And she's just like, Andrew? And I'm just like, look up and I'm like, oh, hey. And it was like serendipitous. And she was just like a manager. And so like, is everything cool? And I'm like, yeah, everything's great. And so like,
I remember like at that moment, she like reached over the guy that had been working with us and just like approved both wristbands. We walked away to like birds chirping and like,
like
rainbows happening. We walked
Yeah.
right back to the scanner, dude. Hit green both times.
green.
Met up with Nate and Katie and had a fucking blast.
That was a good day.
Which brings us to our second part of the story.
Thanks for tuning in today and hanging out with the Burning Youth Hope Band. Remember, don't forget to go to our website at www.byoband.org. Leave us a comment in the comment section and tell us what you think. All right, everybody. Adios.
I try to understand